We have reached the part of the gardening series where I finally fill these garden beds. Stick around to see what I did, how I did it, and what we have in here. So this is what's going on so far. I just put a border of rocks underneath this bed. This will be the grass border, and then the rest rocks around, and then same thing with this bed. So I didn't use any netting inside because there are these rocks, and if you can see along the edges, I just made a little mountain of rocks all along, and then same on the outside. And then as soon as we get these beds finished and where we want them, then I will take the rest of these rocks and just mound an even stronger border around all of them. And now I'm going to start filling the bottoms with some cardboard and leaves. I'm making sure to put down a very thick layer of leaves on top of the cardboard. Oh, and then I found this guy hiding in the leaves. Here are the first two garden beds that we are going to fill with soil. I have the cardboard and the leaves, perfect layer done, and now we're moving on. So this was an all-day thing. Okay, you have no idea how heavy soil is until you have to move it. We had to take it all the way in the backyard, which required me going upstairs and Alan going up hills. So it was a lot of work, and again, the soil is so heavy. We're filling the beds with 18 inches of soil, and that is because I want to grow carrots and, deep-rooted vegetables in these beds. I know they can grow in less soil, but I never want to do these beds ever again, so why not just fill them up and never have to worry about it? The soil I got already has mushroom manure in it. It's a premium topsoil, so I'm only adding a little bit more compost to the top of it for now. And then once the plants are pretty established and growing, then I will add about another inch or two of compost as the mulch on top along with the straw. Now that's all mixed in and the soil is pretty much leveled. So I'm going to give it a good soak real quick, and then I'm going to bring my plants over and start putting in my very first plants. The time is here. I am finally getting ready to grow in my very first garden bed. So this is just some of the things I'm thinking of putting out here. This just really needs to get in the ground already. They're not doing so great, and I'm not going to be able to put everything in there. So right now I'm just going to kind of eyeball how much space I have for everything and choose the strongest plants to put in. So these are very leggy. They don't look so great. So I'm going to go for the really strong plants first, such as these. These got to get in there. And then I will pick the healthiest looking ones from here, as well as the parsley, and just go through. But basically everything needs to get in. These onion need to get in already, and just a lot of stuff I feel like is going to be root bound, and I'm actually afraid that I might be wasting space on them. So the cauliflower is one of those plants that I might not get anything from, but they do require a lot of space. So I may only try one or two of these, honestly. And same with the broccoli. I'm just going to pick the strongest couple and hope for the best. it is a little late in the growing season, so cross my fingers. And then I have some basil down there. My hand looked weird. We have some basil here I'll be putting in, as well as cilantro and dill. And I have these scraps from the kitchen, and I don't know if I'm really going to get anything out of any of them, but they don't take up much space, so I'm just going to put them in and see what happens. And I think it's best to have no expectations, and if something comes out of them, great. So we have a golden potato, red potato, and a red onion, so we'll be putting those in as well. I officially have my very first bed planted. So mistake number one that I definitely made, I started way too many plants. I mean, I fit these in as tight as I could. We have cauliflower, cabbage, kale, broccoli, onion, potatoes, and then this will all be carrots and radish. So I'm going to do that after the rain. And then on both ends here, we're going to have flowers, good flowers. So I was only able to get about 2 varieties of each plant in here, as far as the cabbage, kale, cauliflower, broccoli, and I have so many left. I feel bad, and I really tried squeezing as much of it as I could in here, but I don't know, maybe I will grow some in containers next. Here are some of the seeds that I'm directly sowing into the garden, something that I actually really enjoy doing. And now we're back at it for our second day. We decided that it'll be a lot easier to move the soil carrying it versus rolling it over. It was just a mess. There's reasons why we couldn't drive it or get a tractor. We really had to carry it. It was so much work, such a workout, and it was scorching hot that weekend, of course. So we were pretty exhausted. Like, this was just half of the day done. I've decided to move on to containers. I'm planting some pepper plants in this container. I'm going to do about 3. And give that a good water down. Back at it, filling the garden beds. We got the cardboard, we got the leaves, we got the soil and the manure, compost, and then give that a good water down as well. We have finished. Such hard work, but it is finally done. And I can get all my plants into their spaces. Here I'm showing, there are a ton of videos on YouTube already about this, but I'm showing myself digging super deep holes into the garden beds to make sure the tomato plant and its vine goes all the way down. You want to make sure you look this up and know that you're doing it the right way, but you want to bury the vine as much as you can. Take off the branches and just leave the top ones. I got my peas and my beans going in. And there it is, everything is planted. I cannot believe we've made it here. At this point, it is early June. I feel a little late getting some of the things in, but it is what it is, and I'm so eager to see what I get out of these little guys. I hope you learned something from this video. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. I hope you stick around for the rest of this gardening series to find out all I learned during my very first year growing a vegetable garden. I look forward to sharing it all, the good, the bad, the ugly, the hopefully not so ugly. Thank you for watching, and I'll report back soon.